All bets are off. We've torn up the agreement with the Liberals. That means they can expect no help and no support from us.
The votes were counted. He betrayed them again. He is a fake, a phony, and a fraud. How can anyone ever believe what this sellout NDP leader says in the future?
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. So things are getting so crazy in Canada. Did you see what happened in the House of Commons today? Pierre Poilievre lets loose on JAGMEET Singh, leaves Mr. Speaker, House Speaker Greg Fergus speechless for minutes. He presses his button, shuts the whole thing down. It's a disastrous start. You can feel the oppression. Like, that's a word I'm going to start using on this channel more often, oppression, because that is what is happening, it feels like. Let's take a look. Greg Fergus is an issue for this country. Pierre Poilievre, pretty good, but like, we've got issues, guys. We need an election soon.
We all knew that the NDP leader had sold out the people and signed on to a costly coalition with this carbon tax prime minister to tax people's food, punish their work, double their housing costs, and unleash crime in their communities. But he claimed that he had torn up the carbon tax coalition so that Winnipeggers would not fire him in a by-election. But as soon as the votes were counted, he betrayed them too and taped back together this carbon tax coalition. How can anyone ever believe what he says again?
All bets are off. We've torn up the agreement with the Liberals. That means they can expect no help and no support from us. Anything that happens in Parliament will be based on is it in the best interest of Canadians. We'll be fighting to find ways to get more relief for Canadians, to get more help to Canadians. That's what we're going to be focused on. And we will use every tool we can to try to get more relief for Canadians.
Want to say something? What? You want to say something? You say nothing? Who said that? You got something to say?
I didn't say corrupted bastard, but I
said... Is
said...
that what you said?
No, I did not say that.
Who said it?
Somebody behind me said that.
Was it me? Was it you? No. You sure? If it was me, I'd admit it, buddy. Was it you or not? If it was me, I'd admit it. What'd you say then? I didn't say nothing. It wasn't me. It was a gentleman behind me, I guess. Who is it then? Point it out. I have no idea who it was, buddy. My word. You sure it's not you? No. 100%. You're a coward. You're not going to say it to my face. That's what's up. Say what? If I said something like that to you, I'd admit it.
The chair is in a very uncomfortable situation here. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The NDP leader was terrified he was going to lose a by-election in Winnipeg, a NDP stronghold. So he put out a Hollywood production where he claimed he had torn up the carbon tax coalition onto which he had signed up, that he was going to stop fighting for his pension and start fighting for the people. But once the votes were counted, he betrayed them again. He is a fake, a phony, and a fraud. How can anyone ever believe what this sellout NDP leader says in the future?
Just even by now, that's a long silence. But listen to Greg Fergus. He lets it go. He's a zombie. Who knows what he's thinking? Because, like, maybe I'll put music behind this because...
Colleagues.
It gets worse before it gets better. Anyways, Greg Fergus is an issue. Oppression, guys. That is Greg Fergus. Smiles at you while he's lying. It's a big problem in our country. Sorry, this Greg Fergus thing goes on a long time. A long time. You do have to kind of watch the video, like to see how awkward and weird Greg Fergus is and how much oppression is being felt and being pushed on Canadians. This is the House of Commons, man. Anyways, should be maybe getting back on stage now. Greg Fergus stalled that. That's a live television broadcast he's stalling. For what purpose?
Professional manners. Colleagues, order. Colleagues, there are some long-standing traditions of this House, which we should endeavor to respect. It is important that we ask questions in question period to make government accountable to the people of Canada. The questions, by their very nature, should be pointed, should be tough, should be specific, and the answers should also be clear. But colleagues, for this to work, we also have to make sure that we work within the rules that we have. There were some important questions which were asked, but were not related to the administration of the government. And therefore, there weren't responses to that. And it is important to make sure that we do that. We have so many other tools available to us as members to make the comments that we need to make outside of question period, to comment about how we want to do. Now, while the microphone was off, there were, I would suspect, although the chair didn't hear that, there might have been some strong words which were exchanged between members. I ask members to please remember that Canadians are looking at us. And let us conduct ourselves in a way really befitting of each of our constituencies and the country as a whole. So, avec cela, on va...
So with that in mind, let's move on to the next question.
Oh, hello. Do you have a warrant to be here?
It's time for a change in this country, my friends. A real change.
Wiggle and squirm as you might, it is really hard to put lipstick on a pig.
When I'm Prime Minister, I will keep my promises.
WTF.
I know this place is where I am. No other place is better than. No matter where I go, I am proud to be Canadian. I am, you know I am. The world that works.
The one we call Canadian.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
You know I